Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time of day when the Vobes show comes your way. Broadcasting from a terraced house in Worthing. At the edge of the English Channel and the foot of the South Downs. The Vobes show brings you hot debate, great entertainment, and quite a bit of silliness. You can call the show. You can send us videos. You can email in. Send photos. Chat live. The Vobes show. Coming soon. On this Friday evening. I'm a... This is a football-free zone. Here, give me my ball back. Yeah, you play with your own ball, Sonny. This is a football-free zone. Don't you know anything? I sat on a ferret the other day. Take your seats, ladies and gentlemen, for the show is about to begin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie with me, Richard Vobes, here on the Vobes Show. It's the 18th of June, 2021, and we hope to have the lovely Julia with us, but she is fighting children at the moment, preening her hair and chopping up all the nits that might be in the vicinity. But she will be joining us a little bit later for a very short duration because she is at home on her own. However, I am here on my own, but we're never quite alone on this show because you lovely people are here with me, which is absolutely fantastic and just as it should be. And as I said in the intro music, yes, this is a football-free zone. To be honest with you, I am so ignorant to sport, I have no idea what is actually going. Just somebody was saying, "Oh, are you watching the football tonight?" And I didn't even know what they were talking about. What football? I thought they meant like a local game down in the park. I thought, well, I never go and watch football. Is it what, some schools out? The schools are out playing football, you know. Oh, yes, you've got to go and see them. But actually, I think it's some international or global or I don't know what it is. Anyway, I don't watch any of it. I keep away from all that kind of malarkey. It leaves me. I mean, the last football player that if you said name a football player, I'd think of probably Kerry. What's his name? Kerry Keegan? Kerry? Somebody like that. So I'm rubbish with it. No, is that Ted Perry? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Somebody like that who is a footballer. But I don't even know if that's current or whether they're an old in a Zimmer frame or even dead. Who knows? But to me, it's just a funny old game. Anyway, all you lovely people are out there in the Vobosphere. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, tonight we don't have a huge number of videos on tonight's show, which is great, because it gives me a chance to do other things, you see. But Bernie is in this evening with his second part of Robert's Bridge, and I believe that Bernie has some photos of Swanage for us to also have a look at, because we've been looking at Swanage fairly recently, haven't you? I don't know why. And Bonnie has a flower quiz that we were supposed to do the other day, but we didn't do it because Andrew Norris had the lovely flower quiz. So, we're all a bit full of flower power. We may as well go back to the 1960s when flower power was all the rage. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go and do the roll call and make sure that you're all here. But just remember, you're watching The Vobe Show. So on the Vobe Show tonight, we will see who is having a live chat with us. Let's go and have a look in the live chat department here. The lovely Julia will be with us in due course. So as she's not here to do it, I shall do it for me. And the lovely Julia is out there, but I know that she's not here because if I have a look on the control room, I can see that she's not actually logged in here, and she will be joining us remotely. And so, lovely Julia, hello to you. Daniel Watkins, very good to see you. Alison O'Brien, Daniel Watkins again, and Alison O'Brien, which is nice to see the pair of you pairing up, as it were. Judith, hello to lovely Judith, who is quietly making sure and keeping an eye on the moderation and making sure it's all going well. Thank you very much. She does a marvellous job, doesn't she? Marvellous. Mark Burgess is here. Evening to all the fellow one-eyed Kenobi fans. Thank you very much for all your recent emails, by the way, Mark. It's very kind of you. Alison O'Brien says, can't be bothered with the football tonight. Well, see, there's the second one. So at least there's two of us. That makes it very nice. Daniel Watkins, Emily Champion, Anna Jones, Tall Podge Rog, live from Guildford. Sensible Paul, good evening to you. It's very nice to have all you people. Station Master's Choice is there. That's jolly old Bernie, who we missed. We missed Bernie the other night. There we were, playing dart, 180. And Bernie wasn't there to talk us through it. I'm sure he was somewhere. He must have been out at Bodgham, probably. Is where he goes at the old station, I think. Although he said he was coming across during all that thunderstorms. So that sounded a bit grim. But I'm glad to say that he is back there, safe and sound, which is just where we like him to be. So well done to you. Paul Cockrell is also out there. Kerry Baldwin and others are also there. He says, scrolling down very quickly to see if we have people like Glenn Horton, who has made it and is settling in his chair very nicely. Thank you very much. Good of you. Audrey Forbes, probably having a G&T by the Inglenook, which is what I'm reliably informed she does of an evening. Jeff and Mandy, good to see you. Andy the Collector, good evening to you. Andy the Collector, what is it that you collect? What is your speciality? Love to know all about that. Always good to see a new face. Patrick Brooks, hello to you. Mark G, good to see you. Ron Langley, Colonel Crag Ratty, Lisa Lambourne. Lisa, thank you so much, by the way, for your wonderful donation to the Vobe Show and to the Bald Explorer and everything else. It's very much appreciated. Don't forget, you can support the show if you think it's worth supporting, throwing a couple of tuppences in this direction by doing just as Lisa did, and that is to go to baldexplorer.com, and on the website there you'll see at the top methods that you can basically remortgage your house and send in a ton of cash. That way it enables me to buy these lovely silk shirts, these splendid little jackets, new glasses, and of course these diamond earrings, which they are special diamond earrings. They're invisible ones. I got them from the same bloke who sold those clothes to the Emperor. You may remember him from those stories long and gone. Who else do we have? We have Andrew Norris too, who's saying, hello, what ho, Vobes, good to see you, sir. And Joanna Jones, and the Eastbourne couple, evening from Eastbourne, which is lovely to see you. Thank you very much for coming over. And what is it like down in Eastbourne at the moment? We've had rain on and off. Do you know, my roof has been leaking. Still waiting for jolly old Keith. You know, remember that bloke who said, here, Richard, I can fix your roof for you. I'll do it for free. Oh, yeah? When? Oh, in about 25 years' time. No rush, mate. I've got other places to do. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll just wait for the roof to fall down. I'm only joking. If you're watching, Keith, if you're watching, I have water coming through my roof, actually, as it happens. Yeah. Never mind. I'm still waiting for a front door. I engaged somebody. I asked somebody. I said, would you mind coming and giving me a nice new front door? Because my front door must have been here since about 1870. And they said, yes, no problem at all. I'll measure it up and let you know how much it cost. What is it with work people? What is it with people at work? Is it the furlough thing? Have they decided, we're not going to bother doing any work for anybody? Oh, you want stuff done, do you? No. We're just too used to getting the furlough stuff. Yes, from that nice fellow at number 10. He's a lovely bloke. You don't have to go out and do nothing. Well, I wish you wouldn't go out and do nothing. David Vad is out there. We know that because he sent in that little lovely piece of music at the beginning, which he said, Richard, you will like this. You will like it, or I will come for you. Yes, absolutely. I do like it. You will like it, or exterminate. See, here's a member of the Dalek Appreciation Fan Club. That's I do like it very much. Right, what else have we got there? Tracy Murphy. Hello to you, Tracy Murphy. If I missed out your names, please type it again in big, bold letters. Remember, you can get my attention in the chat room by putting the @ sign and then the Vobe Show. It highlights it in orange on my screen. I'm more likely to see it if you're talking to me, because I am aware that for some reason, and I never quite understand why, you often talk amongst yourselves. Of course, that's perfectly legitimate. You're very welcome to do that. But if you need my attention, do the @the Vobe Show, and I will most likely see it, which is good. Alan Sandell, lovely to see you. How's it going? And Helen Hicklin, evening peeps from Trevor and Helen. Lovely to see you, Trevor and Helen. Nice to see you. Also, there we are. The Eastbourne couple have done just that thing, as I said. The weather here has been pretty much on and off, with rain to very humid. Yes, it's been quite humid in the old Worthing area at the foot of the South Downs, the edge of the English Channel, to be honest with you. Although I haven't actually been out very much. Do you know, today, I don't know, has anybody felt like this? I have felt today as if somebody came in and just whipped out my energy. I have been walking about in, I don't know, a sort of fog of, I can't be bothered. I have been bothered. I've done stuff. I've got a video for tomorrow, of course, which will be, I hope people will find it interesting. But I have found that my energy has been sapped, ladies and gentlemen, as if somebody has taken a massive great syringe to the bark of a tree and sucked out all the old sapping from me. Toolpodge Rog has done the @the Vobe Show thing, and he said it would be great if Eric could do the roll call one evening. Very hilarious, I predict. You know, I think that might be possible. We will have to. Where's the broom? We'll have to go and I'll have to go and get the broom and see if he will arrange that. Maybe next week. I might be missing in action, by the way, next week. Don't want to say too much, but I'm hoping to go to Oxford. Not quite sure when, but I'm hoping to go to Oxford to go and interview Trevor Rowley, or Rowley, depending on how you want to pronounce it, who wrote a wonderful book called The Landscape of the 20th Century. And his book, it's a seminal book, whatever seminal means. It sounds nice, doesn't it? It's a seminal book. It's a seminal book which explains, really, how the landscape has changed in the last 100 years from 1900 to 2000. And the fact is, it's changed more in those 100 years than any previous century before it. We have made such huge changes in the last 100 years. I can't believe it. Can't believe exactly how much, but it's all there in black and white. So I'm going to ask him to read it to me. It's quite a healthy tome, but I want to interview him and ask him what he thinks about it, and if there was any surprises, and what he thinks we can do about it. Can we stop it? Because it seems that we are hell-bent on building on every last patch of green, the land. He also wrote Villages in the Landscape, which is a historical look at the archaeology of the landscape and the villages and their place in it and the history of the villages and why they suddenly changed. Fascinating book. Also, he wrote that. So I shall quiz him about that. So that would be good. So thank you very much, Tall Podge Rog, for mentioning about the roll call. Who else? Lord Geoffrey, of course. Lord Geoffrey, Your Royal Highness. It's nice to see you there. Thank you so much. Forelock, and all that business. Genevieve, someone stole the sun. Who stole the sun? We want the sun back. Thank you very much. You can keep the Daily Mail, but we'd like the sun back. I don't know what that is. Page 3 still on the sun? Do you still get an eyeful when you open it up? 2 bouncing boobies first thing in the morning over your coffee? Does anybody else still look at them? Michael White, he says, hello. He says, I will, Bernie. I'm sure he'll appreciate it, but it's lovely to see you there, Michael White. And who else have we got? Linda Kane. Yes, she says, at the Nigel Sadler. But don't excuse the lack of common decency in letting you know that I don't know what she's talking about. But anyway, Colonel Cragratty says at the Vobes show, not at Vobes. Yes, it's got to be at the Vobes show. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And he says the Colonel is back in one piece after 6 days away climbing the Roaches near to the Ramshaw Rocks in the Peak District. I went to the Roaches a couple of years ago, actually. It was fantastic. Loved it up there. Clambered over the rocks, much to the annoyance of the people I was with, because they were unable to keep up with me. But, that is the advantage of youth, ladies and gentlemen. Youth. Yeah, do you remember Youtha Joyce? She was young once. I don't think she's still with us, unfortunately. Judith says, sorry to hear about Rami Boo's mum. Yes, there was some very bad news about Rami Boo's mum. I don't know if Rami Boo is out there, but we are thinking of you, Rami Boo. Lisa, many, many good thoughts and well wishes to you. And I know it's a very sad time. I don't know whether you're watching this or perhaps watching the rerun of this, but we are thinking of you. But in some ways, and it's very difficult to say this because I don't want to be offensive in any shape or form, but in some ways, you now get your life back. But it is at the same time very poignant and difficult moment to go through. But we wish you well, and our thoughts are. We are a big family. We are a big family to many members of the audience there, and we are all thinking of you. So there you go. Youth, says Colonel Cragratty. I'm 73 now. Blimey, a whippersnapper at 73. Good for you, young man. Still clambering up the sides of mountains at 73. That's good. That's a good bit of youth there for you. Josephine Suter is also out there. She says, I'm in bed with a big glass of red wine, a pizza from the pizza oven up the lane, and watching Vobes. The old man is watching the dreaded football downstairs. Oh, that poor old man. Where did you get the old man from? Was he just like rambling? That was the word. Rambling along the street. Was he like, oh, I'm just walking along the street. Yeah, you, come make me a pizza. I'm in there with my red wine. That's very nice. Thank you very much. We all like a nice bit of red wine. Julie Berry is out there. Hello, Julie Berry. Good to see you. Thank you very much. Eye up. Yep, my eye is up, actually. It's funny you should say that. My eye is well and truly up. I was hearing on the news, I don't know whether you heard this, 12 million waiting list on the NHS. 12 million people are now the waiting list for operations and procedures and bits and bobs like that. 12 million. And I thought, I need to go to Moorfields where I get my prosthetic eye. I have it polished. Yeah, I mean, that might surprise you. I have it polished. Well, supposed to have it polished once a year. Haven't been for about 5 years. Been, a bit busy doing things. And I'm hoping I'm still on the blooming list. But yes, every year I'm supposed to go up and have it polished. You see, it puts a shine in my eye. A little glint in the old eye. And now I've got my new glasses. Obviously, I want the glint to be even bigger. As much as possible. So, but I was thinking, golly, I probably, if I ring them up and say, yeah, it's old Vobes here, I need my old eye buffered up. I wonder if they'll get me in. They may say, well, sorry, there's a 10-year waiting list. And that's for including people having eye operations. Are you one of them? I would like to know, are you on a waiting list with the NHS? And have you been put back as a result of all the situations that we're going? Be very interested to know if that is the case. 12 million people on the waiting list. It does seem rather a lot. What else have we got here? The old man, is he a dustman? Says Emily Champion. My old man's a dustbin. My mum, I wrote a song called My Mum's a Dustbin or something. Can't remember exactly how it goes. I'll see if I can sing it to you. My old mum's a dustbin, she wears a dustbin lid. She's got 3 sons called Arthur and a hubby, he's called Sid. They all live in a bathtub upon the River Thames. They each had pickled eggs for breakfast and a couple of boiled hens. But we don't care, we just love 'em. Put 'em in the sink, put 'em in the sink and stick them in the oven. What was the other one? Put them in the sink and stick. I can't really see. There's a line there. I've forgotten. It's like the My Name Is Fred. Do you remember that one? Another one I made up for my kids. I used to make up these songs for my kids. My name is Fred and I wish I was in bed having a cup of tea. I bumped my head and now I'm dead, so will you marry me? My ears are blue, my nose is black, my mother-in-law is a lumberjack. She's so wild I'll give her a smack, so will you marry me? My name is Fred and I wish I was in bed having a cup of tea. Boom, boom. Yes, I'm a sad man, really. But the kids, I once had a situation. This is absolutely God's honest truth. When I was going out with a woman called Harriet, good old Harriet, up in Shrewsbury, and I'd been going out with her, and I told her exactly that. I made up these songs. She didn't believe me. She did not believe me. She said, I don't believe that you made these songs up for your kids. I said, yes, I did. I'll prove it. And I rang up my daughter, Georgie, bless her. Do you know, my daughter, Georgie, by the way, sent me a Father's Day card. She sent me she's in New Zealand at the moment. Okay, so she used one of those online places that don't need any advertising, I'm sure. And I was very touched. I assume that Father's Day is on Sunday. I'm not sure. But it came out there and she said, I may be on the other side of the world, but you are in my heart and I miss our lovely kitchen chats. We used to have very nice heart-to-hearts, especially when she was going, through puberty and she was a bit worried about things and all of that. And I was bringing up the children a lot of the time. And so we had lots of heart-to-heart. Anyway, she sent me that. That was very nice. So I rang up Georgie, and Harriet didn't believe that I could, that I'd made these songs up. And I said to her, hey, George, my name is Fred. And she finished the song, just as she finished the rest. She went, and I said, my name is Fred and I wish I was in bed having a cup of tea. I bumped my head and now I'm dead, so will you marry? So she sang the song back and Harriet was just like really gobsmacked. Who, she thought, would sing such stupid songs to their kids? So there we go. Audrey Forbes Hamilton says, will a rub up with Brasso do the trick for the old eyeball? Yes, probably will. That and on a bit of emery cloth. Who knows? Might give it a try. Colonel Cragratty says, try spit and polish. I do a lot of spitting and polishing up the old eyeball. As long as I don't poke the wrong one. That would be where the mischief is. And Ron Langley says, Richard, what do you think about the new pedestrianised paving they are doing in your hometown of what pedestrianised paving? I've not seen it. Where is this pedestrianised paving going? I obviously have not been out down into the Worthing Centre for a while. Where is it, Ron? Where is it? Where is this pedestrianised? I can't think where it is. Surely. Well, it's not Montague Street. That's already done. And the other one, Warwick Street, that's done. Where have they closed where we can't go in? Daniel Watkins says, yes, Father's Day is Sundaddy. The sad thing is, my dear old dad is dead. My dear old dad is dead. My dear old dad is dead. My dear old dad. My dear old dad is dead. That's not something to sing about. I mean, although I just did, of course. But I don't now have anybody to do save a fortune this way. But I used to walk to my dad's every other Sunday. Would walk down there, see him, and go on a Father's Day. I'd nip in and give him a card. It was all good. I don't have that now. You get to a certain point in life, don't you, where your my dear old dad is dead. My dear old dad is dead. My dear old dad is dead. Dum bum. Yeah. So you don't have to do it. Anyway, Nigel Sadler is out there. He says, Dear Harriet, never hid have much imagination, it would seem. That would need a translation. I'm not quite sure what we... Hang on. What we need there is a bit of... Dun da da dun da da dun 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 da da dun dun dun. Bit of Thunderbird music there. Dear Harriet, never did have much imagination, it would seem. Bless. I hope she's not watching this. But anyway, we went our ways. I still keep in touch with her. I'm going to go up and stay up there in Harriet Land at some point and do some more walks up in Shropshire, because it's very lovely in Shropshire. I do like it there. Mark Burgess says, and now you're singing about ferrets. Yes, I was singing about all sorts of bits and pieces. Linda Kane says, Portland Road. Oh, Portland Road. What? I thought, hang on, Portland Road. Which one is Portland Road? Is that the bit that goes down to Boots? Isn't that part of it's already done, isn't it? Joanna Jones says Eastbourne's new pedestrian paving is rather... Have you got a picture of it? Show us a picture. Send a picture to the Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi. Be lovely to see that. Do send it in. Julie Berry says, I don't see my father, and that's just fine by me. I sense that maybe there was a slight argument at some point in your past, Julie. Maybe it was one day when you were going out and your father said, Hi, Julie, you ain't going out looking like that. What do you mean? Why can't I go out looking like this? No, you've got to put on cap and have a whippet with you, because you're up north. That's what we do. You can't go out there looking all feminine like. Why? What's wrong with, looking like feminine? Do I have to keep saying like after every other word? Of course you have to say like after every other... It's what we do up here, up north, if you know what I mean. Well, now, get your cap on and your whippet and get on with it. For goodness sake, I'll go to the corner of my gatepost. That may or may not be the truth. I'll let you decide. But it's lovely to have you there, Julie Berry, up north. David Vad says, anagram. Anagram Sam, he does what an anagram can. There's going to be a lot of singing, I feel, in tonight's show, till the lovely Julia comes in and slaps me one and says, keep quiet, will you, Vobes? Mark Burgess says, you won't get some gifts, won't you? He says, won't you get biffs? Yeah, we'll get biffs, all right. Here, Dad, take this. Oh, thanks very much. Might get some gifts from Billy Stanley and Georgie. Well, I got a card from Georgie. She's the only one that's likely to remember, to be honest with you. Although, actually, to be fair, Billy is very good, and Stanley is quite good. He will probably remember, because it's Father's Day. He'll have to buy something for his two sons to give to himself. Maybe the two sons, my grandchildren, would like to give their granddaddy something. That would be nice, wouldn't it? If you're watching, I'd like something. Thank you. £52,000 wouldn't go amiss. Kerry Baldwin says, I've been shopping in Eastbourne for ages. I haven't been shopping, she says, in Eastbourne. And Rufus Excalibur Fawkes says, I'm very close to both my fathers. Wait a minute, you've confused me there. Both of your fathers. You've got two fathers, have you? What is it? This sperm split, and somehow they shot out from two different projectiles. Is that how that works? It's like half a sperm here to half a sperm here. Half a sperm, nip nibbity doo da. That's probably I probably said something inappropriate there. I'm not quite sure. If there's any children watching and you want to know what the word I've just said earlier is, ask your parents, usually when they're in a supermarket, at the top of your voice. That's usually the best thing. Mum, Dad, what's sperm? It's always good to do that. After all, your parents will appreciate being able to explain, just as you're having your baked beans go through the checkout office. Beep, doof, beep, doof, beep, And the operator there is giving you a good old smug smile. Of course, so that is unless you happen to be going to the serve yourself, and then that just serves you right. What else have we got out there in the chat? It's busy tonight, isn't it? It's always lovely to see so many people tuning in to the old Vobes One-Eyed Kenobi Shobi and doing it. I think that the lovely Julia might be with us fairly soon. I've just seen a slight the warming of the valves in Lancing. Rufus Excalibur says, is Richard a grandfather then? Yes, can you not tell by my long grizzly beard that I am a grandfather? And can you not tell by the sort of large, big dewlaps that I have here, the fuzz on the top of the head, the big paunchy stomach, the big pipe, and the massive pair of slippers? Can you not tell that I am other than little granddaddy? Hello, children. It's so nice to see you. Are you related to me? Are you? What did you say? Oh yes, very nice. Thank you so much. Yes. Now go away. Go away. Leave granddaddy alone. I've got some very important thinking to do. Yes, I always make that snoring noise when I think. It's part of the meditative process, actually. Now, run along. Not up there, not in that room. No, leave that. Put that down. For goodness sake, go out that room. No, into the garden. Don't bring him in here. That's broken. I knew it would happen. I knew it would happen. Bring the bloody grandchildren around here. I knew there'd be smashes. I know I should have put things up on a higher, but why don't you train your children to make sure that they're not so blimmin' nuisance? Not having them here again. Now, go away. Does that happen in your family? Does that happen? Would you like to write to somebody and complain? Yes, do so at your own leisure. Nigel Sanders says, I'm taking my kids to Scotney Castle tomorrow afternoon, in fact, as they are all too busy to be with me on Sunday. Yes, they probably made prior engagements. For God's sake, it's Father's Day. Look, we're going out. Yeah, get up early. What, early? Yeah, get up at 6. But 6, that's night time. Yeah, but never mind, it's Father's Day. If we get out really quick, we don't have to be with him. Oh, no, he's just suggested we've got to go with him to Scotney Sodding Castle. Oh, God, we'll have to look like we're really enjoying ourselves. Blimey. Good luck with that one, then. Good luck with that. You know what kids are like. Julie Berry says, I had a 5-year-old at school ask me what shat-egging is. That's a good question. Because they overheard a parent say it on the phone. You can just imagine that, can't you? Yes, I've been out, shagging with a friend of mine, and we've had a jolly good time, and nice bit of Roger in as well.
Excuse me, miss. Excuse me. Sorry to bother you, miss. Sorry to bother you. I'm a bit confused. I'm only a young person, and school is here for a place to learn things, isn't it? Yes. And my parents don't often talk to me, so I usually learn by earwigging on the phone. And also hacking into Dad's private email account and all these weird websites that he watches where it must be very hot because people aren't wearing very much and they jiggle around at the same time when they get cold. Anyway, they had this strange word. I can't quite remember. What's it? Shat-gigging. Could you, Miss Berry, explain to me what it means, please? Preferably at assembly in front of a very grumpy headmaster, if that's all right. Thank you.
Is that how it went? Probably did. Probably. I can imagine it all. And I feel so sorry for you, Julie Berry, up there, up north, having to deal with all of that. But it's all good fun. Bonnie H. Hello, Bonnie H. How the devil are you? She says, Father's Day or Father's Day? Which is it? I suppose it depends on how many fathers you've got these days. I don't know how you can have more than one, you see. Is it... is it like the gender fluid business? You suddenly, one day there you are, a pregnant woman going down the aisle, and you just suddenly do you know what? I identify as a father on Father's Day. Maybe everybody could be a father on Father's Day. Nothing would be farther from the truth, really. But we could all suddenly become fathers, in this world of absolute who knows what is going on. It could be smoking old pipe tobacco. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be very pleased to know that I have seen on the side of the show, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to actually hear her, because we've got a new mixing desk in here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I'll put my headphones on. The lovely Julia is here, and we will connect up to her in a second after this. You're watching The Vobes Show. Yes, it's The Vobes Show. Let's see if Julia's there. Hello, lovely Julia. Now, are you muted your end, or are you muted my end? That's the question, because we've got this new...
My end!
How is your end?
It's comfortable now.
Oh, good. Now, yes.
Seated.
Yes.
Not running around like a blue...
A blue-ended fly. Exactly.
Yes.
It's lovely to see you, lovely Julia. Thank you very much for coming on.
Lovely to see you, lovely Richard.
I know that you've been very busy at the moment because you've had number one child has been ejected from school because there were rumours of some virus or something that was in, and the whole school, well, not even the whole school, but several of the older classes have been ejected and sent home. And so it's been a bit troubling.
His year group and the year group above and the year group below are now off.
Oh, are they? So, but
Yeah,
he's
isolated.
okay, isn't he? He's all right.
He's fine, absolutely fine.
But he's having to
The funny thing
isolate.
is, no sooner does his isolation end that they go off on a residential trip.
Oh, anywhere nice?
Yes, towards in the New Forest actually.
Oh, going to the New Forest.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's
maybe
nice
part
to
of the
actually
trip
relax
could be
a little
taking the signs down because it's not so new anymore. They could take those. Just say, I'm just going to the forest now. I mean, it's been the New Forest since the blooming Normans, as far as I understand. But anyway, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming on. We have
What about New Haven then?
a New Haven. That's been a haven of pleasure for a long time. Apparently, there's a whole host of lovely people out there. So who's the girl with the blue hair? I'm confused, says Rufus.
Who's the girl with the
I
blue
don't
hair?
know. Who is the girl with the blue hair? There was a song, The Girl with the Flaxen Hair. She was somebody who obviously fell into a cornfield and a combine harvester must have plaited her hair by mistake. So I don't know who that was. But anyway, there we are. Rufus is relatively new and I think a little bit confused by the nature of the show. And I don't blame him. Anybody joining this
She
show...
doesn't remember me from Monday.
No, that is the snig and that's the snag. Anyway, lovely Julia.
Lovely Richard.
Good to see you and thank you for coming along. How is little Joe?
Yes, comfortably comfortable.
Comfortably comfortable, which is marvellous. We've got some lovely
He's
people.
not running around.
He's
like
not.
a hurricane.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you're just in time because we've got Bonnie's flower quiz, which I thought we would start with a flower quiz because we've only got one video. I've got something up my sleeve. Oh, it's my arm. Don't know what that was doing. And of course, we've got all these lovely people. So, lovely people, do say hello to the lovely Julia. It's very nice to do and do say hello to the lovely people, Julia, because I've got to find this quiz.
Hello to the lovely people, Julia.
Yeah, there we go.
She's so clever.
She is very clever. Oh, here we go.
Anyone
Wildflower.
want any cherries? Oh, yes, please, Alison.
Have you got cherries? You had cherries, haven't you?
Yeah.
Ah, isn't that
I'll
nice?
have more.
So there we are. We got people saying hello. I don't know how. I got the feeling that people are quite behind on the chat. I don't know why, because people are only just noticing you're there. But I don't know. I don't know very much really. What else? Vogue shows.
Hello, PLJ, says Andrew Norris. Hello, everybody. Alison, Dave, Lisa, and everyone else. Oh, Sean, Bernie. Hello, everybody, and everyone I didn't mention.
Now, Lord Harrison is there. He has sent us a picture. Just very quickly, I want to show you this picture. This is the picture of Eastbourne's High Street, which is looking very 21st century, if I may say so. It doesn't look like there's any old buildings in there. I wouldn't feel at home in Eastbourne, I don't think, anymore. It's far too modern for me. But, of course, there is another generation growing up, and that's the generation that will appreciate all this sort of stuff, because when they're old and grey, they will be looking back at that and thinking, oh, how old-fashioned that looks.
Shame there's not a nice tree or something in that nice big
Yeah,
patch of emptiness at the front there.
exactly. Yeah, but I think trees are a thing of the past. They've been overrated.
Yeah.
It's such a shame. Such a shame. So we have a flower quiz. Let's have a look. Now, this bag of flour, I want you to identify what type of flour it is and what mill it was. And was it stone ground or was it roller ground? That is the... Oh, no, that's not that kind of quiz. Sorry, I beg your pardon. This is from Bonnie.
Badum-tish.
Yes, good old Badum Tish. It's nice to see Badum Tish out there. So we now, Bonnie is out there. Ooh, she says it's a flower. Yeah, it's your flower quiz, Bonnie. And again, you haven't sent me any of the answers. So we don't know. Since no point sending in the pictures without the answers, is there? But anyway.
Oh, it's all right if Bonnie's here because then she can give us the answers.
That's true. That is true. So here is the first question, first flower rather, and we should be getting good at this now. See if you can identify this one. So I think that's pink campion, personally. That's what I think that one is. But what do you think? Or maybe it is something different. Lovely flower. I've seen lots of that on my walks. So it'd be interesting to see what you think. I've got to lower the thing. Nigel Sadler says, I was hoping to send you something edible for Monday's show, but haven't been able to get to the post office. You'll have to wait a little longer. Fair enough. Pink campion, says Kerry Baldwin. Red campion.
Red campion, says Audrey Forbes Hamilton.
Oh, there's going to be a fight.
Just plain old campion from Linda.
Yeah. Julia, how's the singing going? Any new songs that you're working on, says Daniel Harris. So that's that. Right, okay, the next one. This is the next one, which looks similar but slightly different. It's more.
It's got to be another campion, right?
Yeah, it's got to be something like that. I like the subtle colours. It's more delicate, isn't it? The delicate pink, if you like. And if you don't like, it's a rotten orange. It's a Lily the Pink, says David Vad.
Let's drink to Lily the Pink, the saviour of the human race, for she invented medicinal compound. Can't remember the rest.
It's either crane's bill or stork's bill. You did very well though, there, Julian. Or it's a geranium. Crane's bill. Oh, we're getting Crane's bill. And Bonnie says it's Crane's bill. Okay, so what about this? Oh, this is one of those creepers, isn't it? I forget what. It's not a Virginia creeper, is it? And it's not Virginia wolf. But it's one of those creeper things that goes along. You get them all over the place. Either that or it's dog rose. But I don't think it's dog rose. I think it's that creeper thing.
No, it's definitely not a dog rose.
Bindweed. There we go. Bindweed. That's what it is. It binds. It's not the Japanese version, is it?
No, that's not weed.
Oh, that's it. Oh, yes, that's not weed. If it's not weed, what is it? That's what I want.
It's definite weed.
And here is, look at that lovely, lovely picture there. Are these, by the way, are these Jean's photos, Jean Blemming's pictures? Because often Bonnie credits Jean for the photos, so I'm not quite sure. But that's lovely, lovely macro photograph of something. Is
it's
that
a bit like a little orchid, that one?
Yeah, yeah. That's not one of
but
those.
It's not. It's vetch, apparently.
Oh, vetch. We must go and fetch some vetch from the vegetable patch. Okay, so now these are nice, aren't they? These are very lovely. Don't know what they are, but they're very lovely. Sort of whippy things, these are. Multicoloured whippy things that aren't...
drooping now.
Yes, drooping, not multicoloured at all. They're sort of yellow and green.
A very pale yellow.
Yeah, so can anyone tell us that? It's a common vetch. It's weld. Agrimony. Agrimony, says Andrew Norris. He probably knows because he's a clever bloke. Plantain, says Station Master's Choice. Going with, I'm erring on the Andrew Norris. Devil's Rattle, says Michael White, brackets, Nathaniel.
Bonnie H is agrimony, however
agrimony.
Pronounce that.
Yeah. And this one, that looks like a rose. Is it a rose?
I was going to say, that's got to be a rose.
But there's no thorns.
It looks like it's low to the ground as well.
Yeah.
But that could just be
So what is
funny
that?
apple.
Must be a red. It's not a poppy, is it? Because I don't think poppies have that the green claws. Look at the sharp claws. Maybe that is. Maybe it's some form of rose. Darrowboat says, as
To me,
kids
it
we called
doesn't
it
look
witch's
much
tongue.
like a poppy.
Not a rose. No,
Not a rose.
Scarlet pimpernel. That's a pimpernel. Is it? Is it-
Every quiz we do, I'm worse and worse and worse at identifying these flowers.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's very confusing, isn't it? That's because I think they just grow out the ground and nobody really knows.
Anyone want to do a tree ID quiz? I might have a chance with that.
Yeah, but brilliant. Thank you so
Tiny
much.
chance.
So much.
Wonderful.
Wonderful, Bonnie. That's very kind. We look forward to these little teasers and testers because the thing is, I mean, the truth of the matter is that these plants are all around us, and if you went back 150 years, people would know exactly what they are. Wouldn't they? A lot of people would know because they would be aware of. They would live with these things. They would be everywhere. Now we have so much tarmac and so much concrete and so many buildings, and we eradicate and we barely allow, because they're sort of deemed to many people as weeds, which is a shame. And people plant all these exotic flowers, which they get from not the greengrocer, but the shop that has plants in it, whatever you call them, abattoirium.
Garden
Abattoiriums, and they plant. Yeah, they do. And
Arboretums.
oh, that's it. Yes, I've had some of those for breakfast actually, with a pint of milk. It's lovely. Bit of arboretum, delicious. Get that roughage down you. That people are so busy planting plants from all over the world that it's quite grim. Andrew Norris says most people can recognise 1,000 adverts, but only 9 wild flowers. Yeah.
Well, believe that. It's a sad truth.
It is sad. But then, of course, we are bombarded with those adverts, are we not? And we're not bombarded by the flowers. This is why I think doing these things on the Vobes show, we are exposing, and the more time you're exposed to stuff, the more chance you get to recognise and remember. Colonel Cragratty says, I've sent in a few climbing pictures to fill a slot in tonight's show if required. Are you suggesting for one moment, then, Colonel Cragratty, that we could be flagging and that we would want, by any, vague idea, would want to see something like this? Oh, yeah, we would, actually. Yeah, we would. Yeah. Look at that.
Funny you say that.
Funny you should say. Look at that. Is that you?
Cragratty being a crag rat.
Good gracious. He's been away and he's been stuck up the mountain for the last 2 weeks or something. And he's not been able to get down. And look, he's got all that climbing gear on him again. And a very nice green anorak, which you could obviously, you'd never lose him climbing up that stratified rock there. And what else have we got in these pictures that he's sent? Oh, my goodness, look at that.
Poor blimey.
Cool blimey.
I'm assuming these are from the weekend.
Yeah. This is before the ambulance arrived and picked up the fallen guy. Yeah, there he is. Look, we can zoom in a bit on him. Look at the terror on his face. The terror as he's going up. And these people going, don't do it, Colonel Cragratty. Don't do it. I can't bear you anymore. I'm climbing to the top of the mountain. I can't bear it. Good for him. And there he is. Look, presumably somebody with a camera had nipped up there on the escalator, probably. The upwards escalator, presumably. And got up there before.
I wonder if it was a drone.
Oh.
They have a drone, I wonder.
Yeah, drones now are being... Did you hear the news about the drones? They're now cracking down on drones even more. Yeah, I heard that. And somebody on the radio saying, oh, you need to get a license now to have a drone. I thought, well, you had to have a license for a long time. But there he is, look, clinging on for grim death. And he's got to get over that lip. Blimey. So that's it. And here is the last of the shots here showing a young whippersnapper there, by the looks of things, holding on to this limp bit of rope that this younger whippersnapper is climbing up, because poor old Colonel Cragratty is at the top going, I'm not coming down, I'm too frightened, I'm not coming down, I'm scared. He's not really scared. Brilliant, thank you so much.
Side, apparently.
Oh, there you go.
Colonel Cragratty.
Goodness, well, we loved seeing that. Thank you so much, Pete. That was great. And Andrew Norris says that we need a Board Explorer Facebook group just for wildflowers. It's Bonnie's idea. That would be a good idea. If only Facebook was easier to operate, that you like forums used to be, but setting up another page somewhere just for things like that, because it's so difficult to find things, I think.
Just for the record, everybody, on Facebook there is the Vobes Show page, and it does have a community tab on it. If you can find that, well, actually, there should be on the main page a little button kind of click to post stuff. So if you have anything you want to post that's relevant to the Vogue show, then please do see if you can post it there for us. It'd be nice to know if that is easily accessible or not.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it there, but I don't think very many people use it.
No, I've used it in the past.
Yes. Me in the red. The young whippersnapper that I said was actually Colonel Cragratty. Oh, there we go. That's marvellous. So we've got some football scores in there. I don't know what that means. England 10, Scotland 20. So it's all going very well. So whereabouts is it? Says Rufus Excalibur Fawkes in Yorkshire. He says, is it in Yorkshire? Sean James Cameron says, elderflower season is coming to an end in London. Have you made your juice?
No,
we've seen it, though, haven't we, Julia?
Yeah. What?
Elderflowers.
Oh, yes.
We've seen the elderflowers. They're all over the blooming place. But
he's right, though. It is starting to wane. We need to go and get some and actually make that cordial.
Before it wanes, make the wines. Get it? Never mind.
Yeah.
I think it's time for a video now. I feel we ought to have a video. So we're going to go into the one and only video box. What was that? I don't know what that was. We're going into the video box and... well, that's interesting. That's labelled differently than I expected. Are you there?
I'm here.
Going into the video box because Bernie is in Robertsbridge. If this button goes to Robertsbridge, I'm hoping this button is Bernie. I'm a bit nervous now because it's labelled slightly differently. But we're going to Bernie. This is part 2 of Bernie's video. It's nice to see you back again with us, Bernie. This is part 2 of Robertsbridge.
There's another little bridge here. I almost get the impression that this land has been filled in over many years. Looking at it, obviously, you see, and there's this local cricket ground, but still here for the floodwater to run off, because again you have this older looking bridge this side, and a dried up watercourse. So we're here in North Bridge Street now, and this is as far in this direction as the Rother Valley Railway comes, following its old course. Once we get permission to extend over the level crossing, and on his way through that lot, actually to one side. Let's take a look at that building there. Because that is the remains of the old Hodson's Mill, where they used to make Pride of Sussex flour. It was later taken over by Scats, the animal feeds people, and I think Grampian Foods then took them over and closed it in 1999. There's supposed to be grandiose plans for a housing development, yet I can't see much evidence of that, though we'll have a look in a minute. Interestingly enough, though, I've been told that the water wheel is still there inside that building. Rather unusual, that, I think, to have the water wheel inside the building, but there you go. Anyway, I'm really searching for bridges over the Rother, and here we are. We're in Robertsbridge, and this is the River Rother as it is here. Now, even allowing for silting up, it's hard to see how they could have got any real sizable boats up here. But it narrows a little bit there. As you see, it increases the speed of the flow. And that bridge there, the old bridge that will be rebuilt and renewed, that took the Rother Valley Railway, the Kentney Sussex Railway, or as my family always used to call it, the Dab and Tow, though I ain't heard anybody else say that, across the Rother, probably for the first time, and then to head along towards Bodrum. What is happening to the River Rother between here and its source further up in the hills? Because some parts of it are flowing, some parts of it are flowing quite quickly, other parts appear to be dried up, other parts appear to be stagnant ponds. What's happening to the Rother at this end? Is somebody damming it up? Have we got natural things damming it up and being left? I don't know. There's certainly some weird things seem to be going on with the River Rother at this point. But anyway, I now need to continue looking at my bridges, and so I will see you next at Junction Road.
Junction Road. Well, I look forward to seeing you next at Junction Road. And if anyone can tell us what's happening to the Rother, what is happening to the Rother? It looks like it dried up in there, and yet it's flowing somewhere else. So presumably various different points there are water getting into the Rother to keep it flowing. And it's not all coming from the source, which I suppose is like most rivers usually have some sort of tributary. Oh, I'm looking around.
That's my rain.
That's your rain. You haven't got peas in a pan.
No.
No. So yeah, thank you very much, Bernie. Lovely to see the Roberts Bridge. One of the, how many bridges are there go over the the Rother? And who was Robert? That's what I'd like to know. Who was Robert? Whose bridge it is? If you'd like to give us a call, anybody on the show, now is a good time to do it before the 9 o'clock news at 0793 4746 give us a call, 0793 4746 and you can speak to both the lovely Julia and you can speak to the lovely Richard, who is also here, as it happens.
As it happens.
As it happens, indeed. What is going on in the chat room, on the chat comments? I don't know what we call it. What do you call it? The live chat?
Live chat.
Yeah.
Lots of people saying lovely things about Bernie's video. Very interesting.
Oh, Robert the
Bonnie
Sluice.
says-
Very good, David. Robert the Sluice instead of Robert the Bruce. Very good.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Beavers guaranteed.
Beavers are guaranteed.
Yeah.
In the what do you mean? There's beavers actually in the Rother, doing things like
I
like
don't know
the mammals.
personally, but I do know that beavers have been in recent years rewilded here. Is that a phone call?
It is a call on the phoney. Let's find out who is phoning in the Vobesy. Hello, welcome to the show.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening, Pete. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. I'm in one piece.
Oh, good. How was it?
We'd like to hear that.
Yeah, it was very good. We had 6 days and it's quite a long trip, so we were climbing every day. So yeah, it was up near where you went onto Ramshaw Rocks, the campsite. You could see Ramshaw Rocks from the campsite, but we were climbing on the main Roaches area, which is a huge, great area of rock face. So it was very, very good. Yes.
And were you presumably you had some of that very, very hot weather?
Well, thankfully enough, it wasn't too bad. It was like a heat wave down here, I understand, but up there it was about 18 degrees and slightly cloudy with a bit of a breeze. So it was very comfortable.
Perfect weather for climbing in.
Yeah, I don't like climbing in the really hot weather because you just get hot and sweaty and slide off the rock.
Yeah, you don't want to be sliding off the rock. That does sound grim. How many of you were there?
there was quite a large group from the climbing club. There were 16 of us.
And were there other clubs as well?
No, well, there were other climbers up there, but I think we were probably the largest group up there. It wasn't as busy as we thought it was going to be, so it was very good, yeah.
And do you have to go really early to avoid, if it's a popular place? Is that the
yes,
secret?
we're usually out of the tent by about 7 o'clock and away from the campsite by about 8:30, so you can get up onto the rocks by sort of 8:45, 9 o'clock. Otherwise, it does get quite busy.
Yeah, and
there were lots of families up there as well, and walkers and kids and
yes.
And nice areas.
And I imagine they come round and gawp at you all.
Oh yes, we've had situations where you're like halfway up a rock face and a little boy comes along and says, "Oh look, Daddy, there's somebody trying to climb up there," and you think, "I'm not trying. I'm actually doing it quite well."
Yeah, I've got halfway. Look, there's no trying in this. I'm committed now.
Yeah,
I've either got to climb up.
Do not. There is no try.
Yes. You've either got to go up or you've got to come down. Either way, you're
well,
climbing.
coming down is about twice as hard as going up, so it's usually easy to carry on.
Mm.
But I did have one route which was only a very easy grade, and I thought, I'll just pop up that, and I got half hot and thought, no, I'm coming back down.
But it is amazing. Pete, it is amazing. I understand. There you are saying you're 73. So have you had a birthday since we've been doing these shows?
Yes, Tuesday.
Tuesday. Oh, happy birthday for only Tuesday. But there you are. You're 73, and you're doing. I mean, I shouldn't perhaps sound surprised, but when you speak to,
I am.
You see, you're bitten
I'm
by
amazed.
You're bitten by
I'm amazed that I can still carry all the climbing gear up the hill. That's the biggest problem. It's the weight of it all in the rucksack always seems about twice as much as when it's hanging on your harness.
Yes.
But the actual climbing is,
coming.
Sorry, say again,
not too
Julie.
bad.
Did you say you just had your birthday, or it's this Tuesday?
It was.
Sorry,
Julia was just saying which Tuesday was it? Is it the one coming, or you've just had it, haven't you?
Yes, a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Belated happy birthday.
Thank you very much indeed, Julie.
Here's a question for you, bit of a personal question. But as you get a bit older, the old bladder gets a little bit weaker. What do you do? You're halfway up one of these things, and suddenly you realise I can't hold on, not to the rock, but to biological.
Quite often, when you're climbing things, it's something really, really difficult, and you get a bit sort of wobbly, and you think, but that's probably the first thing that's going to go. But so far, in my 23 years of climbing, I have managed to keep my trousers dry on the rock face.
Gosh.
You make sure that you go behind a bush somewhere before you start anything scary.
Yeah. So you don't. I mean, you're not carrying a bottle and filling it discreetly if you need to.
No.
No. I can tell you that the little toilet that I have in my van is so useful. Oh my goodness, you drive somewhere and you park up and there's all these other people around and you're thinking, oh blimey, I desperately need to go before I go off and film. And it's so nice having that private little space just to be able to take that little...
We were quite lucky because the area that we were mainly climbing in on the main Roaches rock face, there's a climbing hut which is literally built into the rock face.
Oh, is it?
A really old gamekeeper's hut. It's built into the rock face. The kitchen is actually a cave, but the living quarters are just brick.
So more than just a hut, like a shed, but
no, it's like a little cottage.
Oh gosh, built in.
Built a long time ago, and it's now it's owned by the climbing people, and you can rent it. And we had 6 of our. It sleeps 12, but we had 6 of our members sleeping in there.
Wow!
Because of COVID, they limited it, and the other 11 of us were in a campsite about a mile away. So we were able to use that as a sort of base.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you walk out the door, you walk about 100 yards, and there's the first bit of climbing.
Oh,
so
right.
Where we were climbing, if you were near to the hut, you could just pop back for a cup of tea or for use the toilet or whatever, and it was really handy.
And I imagine as it's built into the rock face, on a really, really hot day, it would stay cool.
Oh yeah, it's very cool. And in fact, unfortunately, where the cave is in the kitchen, because it is literally the roof of the kitchen is just they've used an old section of a cave of a rock,
Yeah.
When it rains, it all drips off the ceiling. So all the electrical fittings in the kitchen are all waterproof. You know, the ones you normally see outside.
Oh,
But
right.
it's a great place. Yeah. It's a fascinating place.
Oh, how brilliant. I love that. So you could just hold the kettle out and fill it up as it drips off the ceiling. It's a bit like my bathroom at the moment.
Yeah, and scrape the slugs off the ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, scrape the slugs off the ceiling. So what have we got? We did have some
Yummy
bacon
slugs
and
for dinner.
we've got some extra sausages today. I don't know where they came from. You what, Julian?
Slugs for dinner, I was just saying.
Slugs for dinner, yes. With a little bit of black pepper. Nobody will notice, will they?
Well, yeah, extra meat.
Extra meat. It all goes down the same way. A little bit of gristle on the. It's extra fat on the bacon. That's what that is. Ooh, horrible. But there we go. Oh, brilliant. Well, I'm so glad that you came back in one piece, Pete.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And you.
I've got a couple of video slideshows to send in next week for you.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, we look forward to seeing that. Yay! Good stuff. Well, look after yourself, and happy Father's Day for Father's Day when it comes.
And you, sir, and you.
Thank you very much.
Have a lovely one.
Cheers then.
Take care, Pete.
Bye.
There we are.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Colonel Cragratty there, wonderful Colonel Cragratty, 73, still climbing up the sides of mountains, and absolutely brilliant. So, well done to him.
Generally being a young whippersnapper at
Yes,
73.
and there's no excuse, is there?
Yeah.
Unless you happen to be, slightly infirm, of course. How are we doing on the comments?
Lisa Lambourne says, Julia, seeing your Concorde pic behind you brings back memories. I worked on the beautiful bed many years ago.
Oh wow!
This rather wonky. Where's my hand? There it is. This rather wonky picture here was actually belonged to my paternal grandmother, and she absolutely loved the Concorde. She had one flight in a Concorde, and it was the moment of her life. Bless her. Yeah, we'd love to hear more about it. Apparently, she's too shy to call in at the moment.
All right, fair enough.
We don't bite.
No.
Unless you want us to.
No, and it'd be interesting to know what you did when you say you worked on it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Were you the engine driver or the oily rag? What?
Was she the pilot? Was she a co-pilot? Was she one of the cabin crew?
Cabin crew. Yeah, that's it. It'd be interesting. Emily Champion says, I get slugs in my kitchen every day because I back onto woodlands. We used to get slugs in my kitchen all the time, but since I put the new tile, I say new, when I got my Essie, I put new tiles down. And since those tiles, I don't get slugs. And it must be something on the tile that repels them. I mean, I didn't ask for it, but it's bloody good, I have to say. Concorde used to fly right over my parents' house in Virginia, says...
Virginia Water.
Oh, Virginia Water. Oh, I see. Yeah, Virginia Water, not in Virginia, America. We have another phone call.
No, not Virginia Water.
Hello. Welcome to...
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Julia.
Is that the champs?
Hello.
It is the champs.
How are
Lovely champ.
Hello.
How
are you? How are you all doing?
Not too shabby. You all right?
Good. Yeah, not too bad.
Excellent.
I'm trying to get some work done and watching the show at the same time.
Well, that sort of negates the work then, does it?
Well, I've just been writing about Mother Teresa, and I've got to write about Nelson Mandela now. So
oh my goodness!
I need a bit of a break.
Yeah, Mother
That sounds
Teresa.
It's a bit heavy. It's a bit heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're not writing anything controversial about Mother Teresa or indeed the Nelson Mandela.
But you know what?
Yeah.
You say that,
Yeah.
because I'm having to do some research, and I'm going on YouTube and typing in, Mother Teresa for kids,
Yes.
and all of these videos are coming up with her with like bright red eyes and the bad side to her, and I'm thinking, I just want a nice video that I can show
Yeah,
children.
I can show
I can't show them that.
No, it's interesting because I mean, she had a good name for a long, long time, wasn't she? She was the icon. And then in recent times, there's been things said about her that has given a slightly different light. I don't know the truth of it because I'm an ignorant chap, but there's always two sides to something.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't I can't comment. I don't know enough about that bit of it, but I don't know if it's her necessarily, but it might just be the things that she was associated with.
Because wasn't she?
You
She
know,
refused
you
to
know what
give
it's
people
like.
certain vaccines and things, didn't she? Because of being a Catholic, wasn't that it? And people actually
Oh,
died.
what withholding
She withheld
things because of her beliefs. You know,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
can
you know,
imagine,
the thing is that the people are of their time and of their, you know. So I'm not casting any aspersions. I just, I know that.
No, I mean, yeah, it's interesting, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'd
can
heard,
imagine.
I'd heard similar, but I don't know.
Dan,
Interesting. Audrey Forbes Hamilton says Mother Teresa died the same day as Diana. Did she?
oh, yeah, she was
Well,
in the boot of the car.
Same day, but different.
Yeah, no, they were
different
giving,
year, maybe?
they
no,
were
she
giving
was
her a
the
lift,
driver.
weren't they?
She was the driver.
Oh, she was the driver. Oh, yes, and she
No,
said,
she was the moped that rammed the back of them.
ah,
She
yeah.
was on the
She had Mother
with a
Teresa's
couple of
flip
kids
flops.
on the back.
It was terrible. She was rushing
No,
them to
it was
hospital.
Gandhi's flip flop.
Oh, it was Gandhi's flip flops. She had Gandhi's flip flops, and she was rushing them to. And then Diana came up the other way. And it's like, oh my god! See, what with Gandhi going on a hunger strike and Diana having bulimia, it was bound to be a nightmare. So, are you laughing?
And all they wanted to do was go through the McDonald's.
Yeah, they
drive-thru.
just wanted to have a good old nosh up, didn't they? It's an outrage. Oh, God, poor old Julia. Dan Harris says, for goodness sake, whatever you do, don't type Prince Andrew when you've got kids in the room. Who is Prince Andrew? You can imagine all the stuff that comes up. The internet is a nightmare, isn't it? It must be a navigational nightmare for teachers, and you can't just do things on spec, on the fly.
No, because I've had all sorts
Yes,
pop
I
up
bet.
as adverts, and I tell you jump on that computer so quickly you can't. You literally smash into it because you just got to switch it off.
You
and the
kind
kids are
of-
like, what's that?
You kind of want what they have in radio, where they've got like a 5-second delay, so that on your screen, if you had the screen in front of you, you could see 5 seconds before they see. So you open up and you think this is a safe site. Up comes a pair of boobs, and you can go click and get rid of it, and so they don't see it. That would be a way around.
I did work out pretty quickly after that if you're showing anything on a big whiteboard, they have like a freeze function.
Oh,
so you freeze what they can see, and then you just look on and just make sure your computer's facing in a different direction.
Yes.
And then I always used to say, oh, I'm just waiting for the ads to go.
Yes,
they're like, oh,
it's
no,
buffering.
we want to
It's
see
buffering.
that. Yeah.
That's what so many people say that when they watch my show. They say, "Oh, we can't see it's buffering. It's buffering."
It's like back in the old days when we used to get the TV wheeled out, and everyone used to say, "What are we watching? Blankety blank."
That's it.
There's
Funny you
nothing on
say
it.
that, though.
Yeah, go on, Julia.
Elijah watched it before his year group got closed down. But Elijah was watching an English group. We watched 10 minutes of oh crap, what's it called? Oh, The Never Ending Story.
Oh,
and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. He was like, we saw 10 minutes of it. We didn't even get to open the book. It's like, ah.
I don't know what that is. The Never-Ending Story. Is it a film?
Oh,
That's that thing with the
Cameron,
big,
you've seen it, champs.
like dog thing.
A dog.
Yeah, the luck dragon.
Is it a Disney thing?
No, that's
No, I
definitely
don't
not
think
Disney.
so.
Oh, okay.
No.
No,
No. Oh, well, never mind.
It's a bit like
I
Labyrinth,
thought you could
you
watch
know,
it
a bit
sometime, Richard.
odd.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Can you remember the theme song though?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it in my head now.
The Never Ending Story.
it sounds like
Ah.
is it a twee film?
I think
It's very emotional.
I haven't seen it for I always remember it just looked quite sad.
Artex!
Artex.
Artex, what, on the ceiling?
Yeah. Artex. Yeah,
I
you're
always
going to
used
have
to get
trouble with that
confused
when you
about
sell a
that.
house
I
all
can't
covered in
get it off.
Artex.
Can't get it off.
So somebody said to me on one of my comments, they said, "Oh, Artex, you'll have trouble selling the house when you've got that because it's all, it's all
wood
got
chip.
wood chip and all that." I said, "Oh, I don't
Oh,
worry."
my parents had wood chip. Yeah.
It was a thing, wasn't it? Wood chip.
Yeah.
Everybody had to
I
have
wonder
it.
why. Texture,
Yeah, instant texture added.
like a braille for the home.
Yeah, so that the blind could be permanently stimulated as as they.
It's like a sensory.
Yeah, as you go, don't laugh because I might lose my other eye and I'll be relying on my wood chip.
Oh no.
That'll be how I know how to get down to the kitchen. Oh yeah, and the little stories that are in the wood chip. Probably,
We all know when you've touched the Essie.
Yeah. Ah! That'll be hot stuff. Oh, I don't know. It's an outrage, isn't it? So when are you coming in? When are you coming down? Because you said the last time we spoke, you said we said come in for the day and we'll do things. Then you sent me an email saying I'm definitely not coming down for a whole day.
No,
I can't bear your presence.
No, I've changed my mind.
So
Yes, so I'm coming down at when did we say, the 28th of July?
Oh, 28th of July. Oh yeah, that's a good date.
Yeah. So everyone put that in their diaries.
Put it in your diaries and
make sure you're out.
And we'll get the lovely Julia here if that's. But it's what day of the week is it?
It's a Wednesday.
A Wednesday. So hopefully Julia can make that. We've got plenty of notice.
What date did you say?
28th.
28th of July.
2021.
2025.
Oh yeah.
Over a month away, champs. How am I going to survive
I know.
another month without seeing your lovely
a whole
face in the
month.
flesh?
A whole month. I know it's outrageous.
I'm going to have to think of some really exciting things to bring.
Yes, I know that's the challenge. But we have the great thing is now there's a bigger studio, you see. So we
can all swing a cat.
We can all swing a cat. And that gives me a month to try and get rid of the cupboard that's over there, put in a sofa and another chair and make that area a bit more comfortable for guests. Yeah, you see.
So I don't have to sit in the cupboard then?
So you don't have to sit. No, you don't have to. So you and Julia
come out of the closet.
Yeah, so you can sit there and play a game of patience or something.
Do you need to come out of the closet, do you?
Yeah, do you?
No. I need
Just
to get
ask
in
him.
something.
Get in the closet.
I need to get in the closet.
Shut the door.
And just
You
rock
need an
in a very
understair
dark
cupboard
room.
for the kids.
Might find ET in there.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, he might.
Can I
he
phone
might.
home?
It's a shame. ET. You would have thought would brought his own mobile phone. So
yeah, didn't really think that one through, did he?
No, you see, this is the trouble with the films that are supposed to be of the future, and then when the future comes, you go, no, it's all old.
It's all
see
1980s.
You see some of these future films in which, in the past, when they made the films of the future, and they had these amazing screens and things, but they were still like cathode ray tube screens, so they were great big bulky things. And you think, you didn't think for a minute that it could just be as thin as a piece of paper that we have now. They think of phones and things like that. With the technology actually is more advanced than we.
Yeah, it's because work experience boy was on the production team.
Yeah, it's nice and cheap that way. Keep them going.
Yeah, get the cheap ones in.
Trev's Travels by Narrowboat says, I got more splinters from wood chip, I think, hanging the stuff than from chopping wood. Yeah, that's true.
You don't want to know about the time when I got splinters. Oh,
we do now.
I sat on parquet flooring.
Did you sit on a ferret?
I remember. Well, no, I wish I had. That would have been more comfortable.
Yeah.
But it was parquet flooring that they'd sanded down in a school hall.
Yeah.
But they hadn't varnished it. And I can't even begin to tell you how many splinters I had in my backside. And I couldn't get them. Still to this day, I don't even know if I got them all out.
Have you got like the scars in your bum?
Well, I can't see.
No, but
Unless
maybe
I've got a
hubby
mirror there, I
or
wouldn't
the
know.
kids. Would the kids could help out, couldn't they, with a big pair of tweezers? She's laughing.
I just remember I had to get medical attention. It was awful.
Oh, was it?
Absolutely awful.
When you say medical attention, what does that mean?
Well, somebody had to look.
Yes. Well, that's all right. I mean, you've got, if you've got things like piles or, various things, you have to go to the doctor, don't you, and have things done.
Not when you're a teenager.
Oh, I see. It was when you were a teenager. Sorry, I thought this was when you were a teacher.
No.
Oh, as a teenager.
When you're really old.
Yeah,
Richard.
Can you imagine that? Oh, it was awful.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Scarred for life. Scarred for life.
Scarred for life.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the first boyfriend that you took back somewhere and there you are,
Oh, don't touch me there. I've got splinters in it.
Yeah, it's like, ow! What was that? No, it wasn't me. No, I didn't touch it. Didn't touch you. Well,
It's a sharp prick.
Yes. I've had so many pricks in my bum. I can't tell you. It's like, hang on a minute. We're probably not broadcasting now.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's outrageous.
Oh,
isn't it?
quick! Bring
Yeah.
in the ferret,
Yeah,
quick!
bring in the ferret. Listen, we got
Yeah,
got
I'm going to
15
leave
minutes.
you alone.
But thank you for the laugh, and we will see
That's
you
all
on the
right.
28th of July. But do
Yes,
ring
yeah.
again.
Yeah, will do.
Fantastic. Take
Nice
care.
to speak to you both.
All the best.
Take care, lovely.
All right,
Catch you later. Love you.
Bye.
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 There we are. That's the lovely Emily champion there. It's always good. It's always good to have the lovely Emily. Sorry, I flashed my camera around. Yeah, I've got a little bit of news about the ferret. I expect you'd all like to hear about the news about the ferret. We'll find out, but after this. So I did a bit of recording actually today. Went over to the lovely Julia, didn't I? Went over to the lovely Julia's house. Where is lovely Julia? Hang on, I'll get her back. She's just sorting out her hair. There she is. And Julia's written some lyrics on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I
And
did.
we got some soup, didn't we? We had a working lunch. I mean, people might not believe it's a working lunch, but we were working our
Usually
way.
is, isn't it?
Yeah, we had to work our way through the food. And the thing was, Julia started out with some lyrics. Tell us about what the process was.
I was listening to the show. Was it Wednesday's show? I think it was. And I was writing lyrics to go with the ferret song that you kept and keep singing, and that everyone is now keeping on singing.
This is all David Vad's fault, really. So you
Yep.
presented me with some lyrics, and we were trying to work out how they scanned and all the rest of it. Then I came home and I worked a little bit more on them, changed a few of the words, and added an extra verse. And so I put together a very rough, because we're going to record the lovely Julia and I are going to try and record this as a single.
As a silly.
As a silly, and you'll be able to download it for free. And then, who knows, we may even make a video using the thing. But we've got to get to that point. So I've just did a working version of it, which I'm going to share with you. Now, the interesting thing is David Vad, who wrote the original music, has since, he keeps writing new tracks, because I keep saying, oh, I'm not happy with that, I'm not happy with that. But I've used the penultimate one, the most recent one, but not the one he sent today, as the backing track. So let's go into the video box and see how it turned out.
Another little bridge here.
That's not it. That was Bernie. That was Bernie.
Another little bridge here.
That was
That was the lovely Bernie.
That was the very lovely Bernie. I can't remember what he was looking at.
Another little bridge here.
Oh yeah, lovely
bridge.
little bridge. Yeah, that's right. It's very nice.
Another little bridge here.
Yeah, all right, Bernie. Pack it in. Right, so this is me earlier in the studio giving it the old attempt to sing business.
I was walking through the forest in the month of May. The breeze was blowing and the trees did sway. I heard a rustle in the underbush and watched as a badger ran out with a whoosh. He stepped right in front of me and I heard him say, I sat on a ferret the other day. I was sitting in the county park eating chips. The sun was blazing, rabbits licking their lips. I heard that rustle from the flower bed. Same old badger romped out of the shed. He zipped to me across the lawn and thrust a paw up to stifle a yawn and said, I sat on a ferret the other day. I sat on a ferret whilst eating hay. I sat on a ferret, didn't you hear me say? I sat on a ferret the other day. I was working in the forest, chopping wood, stacking logs, feeling generally good. Again that rustle made me glance around. By now it was a familiar sound. The badger just grinned. You know what he said? I sat on a ferret the other day. I sat on a ferret the other day. It's true, I sat on a ferret right the other day.
Well, I don't know why he's telling me this. I mean, he came up to me out of nowhere, just out of the ground. Suddenly, there he is in front of me. I sat on a ferret. Well, it's nothing to do with me, is it? It's your lookout. If you want to sit on a ferret, entirely up to you. I mean, please don't keep nagging me, pestering me. It's a ferret? Who wants to sit on a ferret anyway? Horrible little smirky little creatures. I wouldn't have one if you paid me. So there we go. That was earlier today, and I thought that would be quite funny to include in the show. See, we do work, if you can call it that, on the show. What did you think, Julia?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of work to be done on it. There's a lot more work. We might change a few bits and pieces, add some sound effects, and all of that will be quite fun.
More funnies to go in at the end there.
Yeah, definitely. But brilliant. Thank you so much, Dave, for being so accommodating. Of course, he's sent in another track, which is 3 minutes long, 3.5 minutes. So we may adopt that one as well. Who knows? But everybody really loved the new words, says Sensible Paul. You see, this is, you're watching the creation of a masterpiece.
Tongue in cheek.
Yeah. By the end of it, you'll be sick and absolutely tired of it. To be honest, I was practicing downstairs trying to get these lines to scan to the music because I'm actually pretty rubbish at that. And I was going, I'll just do it another time and another time. And I had no energy. I kept making mistakes. I said, well, I better go upstairs and record something. So I went into the studio here, and as you saw, and that was the second take. The first take was just even worse. But anyway, there it is. Wait till you sit on a hedgehog. Yes, that's true. There's so many.
Oh dear.
There's so many variations.
Luckily, we don't have porcupines in this country.
Yeah, that would be serious, wouldn't it? Carol says, I thought it was great. Thank you very much. It was Julia who said it was a badger. You see, it's interesting how it develops from. I sat on a ferret. It was like this badger obviously sat on the ferret, and he keeps coming up to the person singing it, saying, "Hey, I just want to tell you this." So that's great. So there we go. That was.
You missed out the bit of the scene where he actually sat on the ferret. Sat on the rabbit now, huh?
The scene on the we can add.
Verse.
Yeah, we can add. That's the Well, I hadn't.
No, but I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, there we go. That's it.
Well done, that mate.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Right, I'm just looking on my list of bits and bobs we've got time for another phone call if anybody wants to ring us. We've got 6 minutes before the end of the show. 6 minutes and counting. This is the weekend coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Are you doing anything special at the weekend apart from we're doing anything on Father's Day for your Diddy Dad Dads? That would be nice. Are you doing anything for your Diddy Dad Dad?
I was going to go to see my Diddy Dad Dad. But I can't go see my Diddy Dad Dad because Elijah is in isolation.
Oh yeah, because the school has decided that children of that age need to be isolated when they're doing no damage whatsoever to anybody, which is bizarre. They can't hear you scream from the depths of a bog. You say that. Help! Help! Where is Eric? Says Colonel Gragrat. Eric will be making an appearance. He may even be the one singing the song. Who knows? It would be quite funny, wouldn't it? Worse than chipboard splinters. Yes, Richard is just like Harry Hill music. Yeah, well, that's all right then. Harry Hill. People used to say when I used to go out entertaining, they said they'd look at me and they'd go, "Hey, look, it's Harry Hill." So I always used to just come back and say, "No, I'm his brother." Over the hill. Oh dear, Eric has been missing for the show. Yeah, very mysterious. It's mainly since we've moved upstairs. He's not been around quite so much, but he will be here.
I think Eric has been enjoying the newfound freedom up in the loft.
Yeah, he's not.
A lot more space up there.
There's a lot more space than the murky old basement. And not only that, I gather he can get out onto the roof, and I believe, and this may be a rumour, and I can't fly my drone now to find out because they're cracking down on them, that he does a bit of nude sunbathing up there. Which is why a lot of the aeroplanes have a distinct wobble when they go over. Not that we have many aeroplanes these days, but when they do fly over there, there's like this, you can see them immediately changing course. So, so that's it. Brilliant. Well,
just a quick one.
Yes.
Happy 34th wedding anniversary to Audrey and husband.
Oh, yes.
Tomorrow.
Audrey and husband, happy 45th,
34th
34th wedding anniversary.
for tomorrow.
For tomorrow. I hope it's a lovely day and that you don't get divorced on that day. Because that'd be, having just announced it.
That's a weird thing to say, Richard.
Yeah.
But hey ho.
Eric should go to Studland Bay for nude bathing. Why, are they all studs down there? Is that where the studs go on parade? Get your studs on parade down at Studland Bay. Get your studs on parade. Maybe he can repair the roof while he's up there, says Linda Kane. Yeah, I wish he would. He could get his tool out and fix it all, couldn't he? Whilst he's nude sunbathing. The show is drastically going downhill now, but don't let that worry you. Get Eric to fix the leak. Oh, somebody else there, Colonel Cragratty. Exactly. Yep. There we are.
I'm wondering, because I've not seen Erica around for a while. I wonder if she's moved in with Eric. Is that why you haven't seen him?
Oh yeah, maybe. That's true. Lisa Lambourne, or Lamborghini as I called her in the other day, says, Richard, are you still selling your shopping bags? We did try this with Andrew Norris, didn't we? We tried one, but we didn't. In the end, we didn't really take any orders at all. But we need to work out. I mean, no is the answer. Not really. I don't know. What's a 34? Is it a ferret? A 34?
No. What's like the material that you'd use for the celebration of the 34th wedding anniversary? I think she means like paper, silver.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But she's decided it's a ferret. I think it should be.
Yeah, I think ferrets have somehow penetrated this show rather too much. I can't think why.
I've always liked the idea of having a ferret, but I've never had one.
Never had thrust one down your trousers like Josephine Suter?
No, I've definitely not done that.
No, I wouldn't.
I've had rats in my hood.
Rats in your hood?
Rats in my hood, yeah. I used to have a pair of rats.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Rats.
I'd cycle to the pet shop with them in the hood of my coat.
Colonel Cragratty says, I'll pop round with my ropes and fix your roof. No idea how, but he's got lots of gaffer tape. Do you know what? Do you know if you could cover the house in gaffer tape, it would last for bloody years. It wouldn't rain. Gaffer tape is the best thing since sliced bread. Plus the fact sliced bread's not very good for you. Well, it might be, but
it's certainly no good at keeping the rain out.
Yeah, exactly.
Sliced bread, that is.
Sharp teeth, says Emily Champion. Yeah, I had ferrets as a kid, says Trev's Travels by Narrowboat. And the only way you could get away from them is to get on a narrowboat, so they couldn't catch you. Anyway, I think we've come to the end of the show. Thank you very much, Julia, for coming in on Friday.
Thank you very much for having me. Sorry I was unable to join sooner.
No, that's all right. It's been lovely to having this sort of a backing track of the rain tinkling down.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I hope it's not raining here because I do actually have a hole in the roof in the bathroom and I have this little bucket that I have to put out there. I need to go and check to see how full it is. It may be overflowing. Slightly worried about that.
Use it to have a bath in.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, it would save a bit of money. Ferrets are like tribbles, says Bonnie. Ferrets are smelly, apparently. So, yeah, don't sit on
people.
One. Yes, that's true. So are people. Well, that's it, folks. I hope you have a great weekend. Hope to be back on Monday. Hopefully, Julia will be here in the studio. Who knows? We may have worked more on the ferret song. You may not. That might be a reason to not come and watch the show. Do send your videos into the Vobes show. All the details is in the description. Very much appreciate that. But we've had.
If anyone's got, sorry.
No, go
carry
on. No, go.
If anyone's got any more song suggestions for the ukulele, then please do let us know in the comment section underneath the video.
Yeah, that would be great. And was Ray of Hope out there tonight?
I haven't seen him there.
Yeah, we didn't get a tune. Friday night is music night, but not to worry. Hopefully in the week. But it's lovely to see you all. Thank you for coming in and taking part. Big thanks to Judith, who's been out there doing the moderation, and thanks to our phone calls. Very kind of you to call in, Pete and Emily, and to Bernie for the video Roberts Bridge, and but Bernie sent in some pictures. I didn't show you these pictures, did I? It was very quickly.
How very dare you?
I know, just very quickly, if I can find the email. It's now I can't blooming find it. He sent some pictures in. Here we go. Swanage Bay says, I sent my video separately, but on an extra note, here we are, some pictures of Swanage Bay. So we saw some. I think it was Stephen Agger who sent in a video last week. Here's the first one. Very nice. Look at that. Isn't it lovely? With that pier, that great long pier. See if I can zoom in a bit there. Lovely. Looking absolutely delightful. And nice. I guess that's a hotel or something, is it? Lots of people out there. No social distance. And none of them wearing masks. Marvellous. And there's a bit of the cliff. And nice to have a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of the show. So, and that's a dark screen, and that's a screen with 2 people in it. Brilliant.
Andrew Norris says, TLJ, how about the version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Is? You can easily find the chords. Yes. It's actually, that's one of the songs that everybody plays on ukulele. But I'll do it. I'll do it for you.
No, it would be good because not everybody here watches everybody who plays on ukuleles.
True.
So, I don't watch people playing on ukuleles unless it's you. So, so I think many people would, that's the thing. Often people think, oh, that's cliche. But if you're not one of those people who've seen that stuff, it's not cliche. It's new. So I think that would be great. If you don't do it, I can murder it for you.
Somewhere over the rainbow. I sat on a ferret one day.
You could certainly do that. Anyway, that's it. We're over time now. 2 minutes over time. No one's paying us any extra money or any money. So don't forget to donate and help support the show. But in the meantime, we will see you on another occasion. From the lovely Julia and I, it's been absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
Take care. Look after yourself. And from me, take care. And, I don't know why that's gone dark. There we go. See you next time. Bye-bye.